Times reporting that these newly uncovered emails reveal that Trump's former chief of staff, Mark Meadows, pressured the Justice Department to investigate these unfounded conspiracy theories about election fraud, including this far-out theory that people in Italy used military technology and satellites to remotely tamper with voting machines in the U.S. I mean, this is just bizarre, outlandish stuff, but it fits right in with all of these other cockamamie ideas that were advanced after Trump lost the election. What's your reaction to this?
Well, it doesn't surprise me, and I think every day, Jim, as you know, and as you've learned, every day we learn more and more that the Republicans will go to any lengths, and the Trump administration would go any lengths to sort of circumvent our democracy in this country. They will do anything. It's an ends justifies the means party, and that's who they are. They'll continue to do it. The question is, I think the fundamental question is us, either as Democrats or us as independents or us as Republicans who still believe in the Constitution, will we hold them accountable? Will they be held accountable? Because in the end, it's only going to get worse if we don't hold them accountable. And all of us out in the country, I'm in Texas, anywhere else in the country, Atlanta, wherever it happens to be, it's up to the voters and it's up to us individually to finally say enough's enough. We're not going to put up with this anymore. And to me, that's the only way the Republican Party will change. They have to suffer devastating losses to get out of this corrupt, incompetent place they're in. And it's the only way they'll change. They're not going to change because of what you say or I say. They're going to change when they suffer devastating losses.
Jesus. Happy Monday, everybody. Happy Monday to you. So this is where we are, okay? Donald Trump came out of the woodwork again, and he gave a speech at the North Carolina Republican Party's little confab over the weekend, and the internet exploded, saying he was wearing his pants backwards. He was wearing his pantaloons backwards, like crisscross, like that. Crisscross memes started, proliferating. Yes, they were proliferating on the internet to the point where Snopes had to debunk the lie. It's just that he has an issue with how his clothes hang on him, sort of like a suit thrown on a sofa. Do you know what I mean? It's like a big poofy mess kind of a thing. But the fact that it was Donald Trump meant that there was a chance it could be true. Why? I don't know if you saw this. I don't know if you didn't see it. I just, honest to God, he was lethargic. He was repetitive. He was the ultimate sin. He was boring. He was boring, like his boring. And that is the ultimate sin for him. So it did look like his pants were on backwards in a lot of the videos and a lot of the screenshots, a lot of the because it was photoshopped is what it was. And they just sort of smushed out the fly area. So all you got to see was the giant, pubis area, let's say, which is just exploding with fat is what it is, right? And he doesn't fill out a suit in the way a normal person does. He looks like do you ever see a car with a tarp on it? That's how he looks in a suit, okay? He looks like that. Like if you just threw them on some overstuffed chair or some such crap, okay? I mean, anyway, the speech was a rehash of Trump's something that rhymes with hits, but it's not greatest and it's not hits, okay? It just rhymes with it. And now, he's doubling down on the whole election was stolen, a big lie. And he's trying to, encourage people to riot and be violent and, saying this was the biggest. I mean, I'll play 18 seconds. And I know it's 18 seconds too much, but, why believe me? Why believe me when you can just listen?
That election will go down as the crime of the century, and our country is being destroyed by people who perhaps have no right to destroy it. I am not the one trying to undermine American democracy.
What?
I'm the one that's trying to save it. Please remember that.
Is that like a Vulcan mind meld? Please remember that. Please remember that. As I'm destroying democracy, I want you to think I'm not. No, I will tell you this. Listen, what we got here is Donald Trump, the number one threat to democracy, and Joe Manchin, the immediate threat to democracy. One is a Republican psycho, and the other one is a Democrat-ish psycho. I don't know what Joe Manchin is thinking, doing, smoking, snorting. I don't know. I honestly don't know what Joe Manchin's deal is. You know, he likes to be a contrarian. I get that. So does the Trump. Okay, they like to be contrarian. So, but Joe Manchin's kind of contrarian is this kind. So if 2 + 2 = 4, and the Republicans then say 2 + 2 = 8, Joe Manchin splits the baby and says, let it equal 6. Do you know what I'm saying? He does it on everything. He's doing it on voting now. He did it on minimum wage also, okay? We said 15. Republicans said 10. Manchin said, all right, 11. Do you know what I'm saying? This is just what he does because he comes from West Virginia, where he doesn't believe that he can get elected by agreeing with Democrats even when there aren't two sides. 2 and 2 does equal 4, Joe. It's not 6. Okay? And voting rights doesn't have two sides to it. Either you're for them or you're against them. That is it when it comes to voting. This is not a both sides issue. I keep on saying it and tweeting it and Facebooking it and posting it and Instagramming it, doing everything I can think of. This is an issue that does not have two sides to it. So Joe Manchin, he's like the surprise twist in the Twilight Zone. Do you know what I mean? You know how there was always a twist at the end of the episode? Like this one would be the Democrats got what they wished for. They got the majority. They won the 2020 election. They won the House. They won the Senate. But there's one little detail that can make it all worthless, and that is Joe Manchin. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? He knows he has to be somebody who doesn't agree with Democrats in order to win as a Democrat in West Virginia. And that is the only reason why he's doing what he's doing, which is being an impediment to progress, even though we have the majority in the House and the majority in the Senate with VP Kamala Harris. And, we have the presidency. I mean, this is the only country I'm aware of where 51 votes doesn't get you anywhere. 55 votes doesn't get you anywhere. 56, 57 votes doesn't get you anywhere out of 100. This is what I'm saying. When I tell you 2 + 2 = 4 and the Republicans go, no, 2 + 2 = 8, this is the kind of ridiculous math I'm talking about. And Manchin feels like for his constituency in West Virginia, he has to say, doesn't equal 4 or 8, it equals 6. And this is where we are. He is the vestigial remnant of when Southern Democrats were the bad guys, okay? When Lyndon Johnson committed the Democratic Party to civil rights, all the a-holes left the party in the South. Manchin is the last hang-around. Do you know what I mean? And he's hanging around our necks like the noose that they wanted to kill Mike Pence with, who will never see eye to eye with Donald Trump on the insurrection because his head is so far up Donald Trump's giant ass that you can't see anything. But, Pence is running for president. That's why he was in New Hampshire last week. Donald Trump, I don't know what he's running for or from. You can just guess, fill in the blank for yourself. But Joe Manchin is like a live assist. Do you know what I'm saying? We need to have a big tent. Yes, we do. But not somebody who wants to pull the whole tent down with him. I'm sorry. And they go, oh, well, if you didn't have Joe Manchin as a D, then the Senate would belong, all the committees would be, Republican-led, and McConnell would be setting the agenda. Oh, so let's just impede our own. Don't have time to